I believed in separation of powers. I went to the United States Congress. I went inside these secured rooms called SCIF, and I briefed United States senators and their staffs with top security clearance, believing that doing so would basically, by doing so, I would fulfill my obligations. I also went to Inspector General's office. This is under Glenn Fine for Department of Justice. And I gave them everything. Again, inside the SCIF, inside their secured room, where I could give them all the specifics, names of investigations, names of targets, issues that were being covered up, name of witnesses. And again, as I said, this report was due in fall 2002, and here we are. This report has not been issued yet. It's being blocked. I went to the 9/11 Commission. I went again inside the SCIF, and I gave them everything, because that I can do. If I'm inside a secured room and if I'm with people with top security clearances, I can give them the whole truth, the whole picture, again, with all evidence. When you have certain money laundering, intelligence activities, drug activities converge with terrorist activities. Terrorists want to buy information too, you know, and they have known connections to certain drug-related issues, and that's all I can say at this time. As you see, this is the court case. This court case has been ongoing since July 2002, and we have not been given a hearing. We have not been able to even put any witnesses on stands. However, government attorneys have been in there in camera with this judge, and we could not be present. And this is our judiciary system, as you see. What happened to our separations of powers? I don't see any. When Motley Rice, representatives for certain family members, subpoenaed me to receive my information for their deposition. And at that time, on April 26, 2004, government attorneys came in and asked this particular judge, who has had my case, to quash this subpoena based on a state secret privilege. Judge Reggie Walton set a date, which was the fourth date, to rule on this state secret privilege that is being asserted by Attorney General Ashcroft. And again, with no reason, this hearing was canceled and postponed indefinitely. We don't know when they're going to reschedule. Therefore, the family attorneys cannot subpoena my deposition, and everything else basically remains as this gag order that is pending for past 2 years and 4 months. I am going to be meeting with certain people within the Congress and try again and knock on the door.
Are they responsive to this?
They are complying with this gag order, which is illegal, and that is mind-boggling. And they speak up and they say it's ridiculous. However, while they're saying it's ridiculous, they're complying with it. And I believe they need the pressure from the press. And what has been the biggest challenge to the state has been the lack of pressure from the press on the Congress and on the executive branch to actually not do certain things or do certain things, because they are seeing that they're getting away with these things. I mean, they're getting away with gagging the United States Congress. I mean, how democratic does that sound to you? Gagging the United States Congress, you know, blocking court proceedings. They need to be challenged, and we need to challenge them, and the press needs to help us. They need to help the country, and I don't know where they have been. I really don't know. I'm not talking about only my case. Just forget about my case. The fact that National Security Archive declares this move by Ashcroft illegal just covered that the Attorney General of this country is engaged in illegal action. That's all they need to do. And yet to this date, only one paper has covered this. Actually two, New York Times and the New Republic. And Washington Post, being here in Washington, D.C., has not even referred to the fact that the United States Congress is being gagged by Attorney General Ashcroft. Where is Washington Post? I have been asking this question for 2 years. I hope somebody will answer it.
They didn't show up today.
They never show up.
Uh-huh.
And this is about Washington. This is about our government. This is about federal government here in Washington, D.C.
Have you tried, can you call one of their reporters and ask
Oh,
them?
I have.
What do they say?
I don't think they're interested. It's not newsworthy. He is worried about the truth because truth will bring about accountability. And this is something that they have been trying so hard to avoid for past 2 years.
Is it true that he had Ashcroft retrospectively declared secret some things that you had already divulged publicly?
Yes, he
and
classified.
They were reported in the German press even?
Yeah, he classified these and he gagged the United States Congress. He did not gag me on this case. He gagged the United States Congress. And according to National Security Archives, ISOO, this act is illegal because Ashcroft, before even attempting to do this, had to meet 3 criteria for reclassifications, and he did not meet these criteria. Therefore, the move is illegal. However, so far, the Congress has been complying with this, and as I have heard, Senator Leahy on the first day pulled out all references, all his letters, anything that referred to my case, that same day that the order was issued by Attorney General Ashcroft.
What were those 3 criteria?
The 3 criteria, criteria number 1 is that it has to be asserted by a head of an agency, which was met. This was John Ashcroft. Criteria number 2 was that the information was reasonably recoverable, meaning that, okay, it's either in Congress or in known areas. However, more than 15,000 websites have had these letters, and several newspapers have published these letters. And criteria number 3 was that Attorney General to actually obtain permission from ISOO, National Security Archives, and he never did that because Attorney General Ashcroft does not need permission from anybody. According to John Ashcroft, I cannot talk about anything, including I cannot say whether or not I translated Turkish, Farsi, and Azerbaijani investigations. I cannot do that based on this gag order. I cannot say whether or not I work for Washington field office. I cannot talk about any information that I disclosed to the Congress, and I cannot talk about any investigation because those investigations and the truth getting out would hurt certain diplomatic or certain foreign relations. So I cannot talk about anything if you were to ask John Ashcroft. I don't know what I can talk about, actually.
When you talk about the truth getting out, maybe without giving the details.
They would see a complete picture. They would see the real picture of activities before 9/11 and involvement of certain semi-legit organizations. And I know many people automatically assume we're talking about only religious or charity organizations, but it goes way beyond that. And we have not heard anything about those semi-legit organizations' involvement, and not in terms of ideological involvement, because a lot of money is involved in these activities.